What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and today I've got another edition of The Drive-In, where I talk about recently released movies and tell you guys whether you should see them, wait to watch them later, or skip them altogether. I wanted to bring you guys another one of these drive-ins. I've been watching a lot of movies on recently released apps, stuff like that. I've been watching a lot of Shudder. Again, if you guys are horror fans watching this channel and you don't have Shudder, you should. They are not sponsoring this video, but it is a great service. They have a lot of movies, TV series, podcasts, stuff like that, originals, exclusives, all kinds of stuff for like $6 a month. It's super worth it. But I've been watching a lot of Shudder recently, and I came across another movie that looked very interesting to me, and that is 2018's Extremity. This is another movie that I think did the festival circuit in 2017, 2018, and Extremity is another in the genre of the haunted house sort of thing, the real life haunts kind of genre. There's been a bunch of those that came across in the last couple of years, and I'm actually quite a fan of that subgenre. I think it's one of the best and most well done, and maybe most fun to produce subgenres. So I want to talk to you guys about 2018's Extremity, and overall, I had a really good time with this. We're going to start off with a non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to spoil anything if you guys want to watch it. It's a new release on Shudder. It just got put up there a few weeks ago. And then I'll do the spoilers at the end of the video. So, Extremities from 2018, directed by Anthony DeBlasi. He also directed a couple things that you might find on Netflix, like The Last Shift, Most Likely to Die. He also helped to produce on Midnight Meat Train, so he's been involved in a lot of kind of next-level horror stuff in the last couple of years that you can find on different apps. It was written by David Bond and Rebecca Swan, and it was starring Dana Christina, Chad Rook, and Dylan Sloan. And again, it kind of falls in the vein of another film that's on Shudder right now called Haunt. That came out last year. In the last year or two, we've had things like Bloodfest, Hellfest, revolving around people that go to these haunted houses, and things inside the haunted houses become real, and nobody realizes they're real because they think it's part of the act, which is kind of part of the theme of this kind of movie. Except what I like about this film is that it took a different kind of a turn. There's a lot of positives in this movie right away. Without spoiling anything, the story essentially is Allison Bell, who is Dana Christina, and it's the credits said introducing Dana Christina, so I think this is her first major role. She was very good in her first major role. She played a leading lady in this very, very well. She showed a lot of range of emotion, played a lot of different sides to her character, and I really enjoyed it. Allison Bell, Dana Christina's character, winds up, she's a little bit emotionally unbalanced, unstable. She's been through a lot of traumas in her life, and she's trying to push herself to the limit. She wants to find herself and overcome her traumas by confronting something really scary. She loves horror. She watches a lot of torture kind of things, and she thought she'd be up for this challenge to go to this extreme haunted house where you've got to sign a waiver, you're signing over your rights, and they can touch you and they can torture you, and it's like a next level haunted house. It's not your typical haunted house, but it's an extreme haunt where they can do things to you. So she's been mentally unstable, and she wants to challenge herself and find herself by doing this extreme haunted house. So she and her boyfriend sign their rights away and go to do this haunted house in the middle of nowhere with all these crazy characters and masks and different sets and things like that. So that is the basis for this story, and it takes a lot of nice little turns. And it also involves a lot of good backstory. You see some nice flashbacks. You see interplay with her and her mate. You see interplay with her and her, I guess it's her boyfriend or best friend, whatever, in there. You see a lot of things with her and her family and her past. You get into her mind a lot as the film goes on. So it's more than just a standard throw people in a haunted house and kill them blatantly kind of thing. It's very isolated. The set makes you feel like it's isolated. You guys know I love tension, and you guys know I love whenever the set is secluded, so it feels like you have no way out. It makes the horror that much more real feeling. And they did a great job with this set, not just in the location, but in the building of the set. They had different rooms, different chambers, with chain link fences and different characters, and some water stuff, and all kind of different rooms that I can't really delve into without spoiling things, but rooms had themes, and there was all kind of different mazes and stuff, and you didn't really know where you were going. It gave the viewer the disorienting feeling, and it made you relate to the character, feeling like she was being stuck in this thing. So, very good choice of location, very good set building. The set decoration was phenomenal. I would say it was one of the best set decks for a movie of this subgenre. I really enjoyed that in Extremity. So props to the set decoration. Also, the lighting in this, along with the different props and rooms, they had a lot of lighting changes. You saw some reds, some purples, some blues. Each room kind of had its own feel, and during different moments in the movie, you would see different hues and tints to the color of the backgrounds, which also, again, added to the shadows, made things a little more scary, and made the film look really saturated and colorized in such a way that gave it its own personality. So I really enjoyed the coloring there. So props in the editing department, and props to anyone doing lighting on the set, because they did a nice job there as well. Anthony DeBlasi, I have not really seen a lot of his other stuff. I had Last Shift and Most Likely to Die both in my Netflix queues at one time, and they both kind of went off Netflix before I could watch them. Now, after seeing this and seeing the direction, I really want to go in and watch his other stuff now. That's what a good new movie will do, is introduce you to new talent like Anthony DeBlasi and make me want to go see what else he's done, because I really enjoyed this. And I also now, again, want to follow, what's her name in this? Dana Christina, the new actress, because she, like I said, for a debut lead performance, she killed it. She was really intense and showed a lot of range in this. Again, the backstories and stuff all tie in nicely. You get pretty satisfying conclusions in this thing. I just like everything all the way around. You have even the antagonist in this film has a bit of relatability. I love when characters have dual sides and motives to what they're doing. I don't like when it's all just black and white. This person is eternally good. This person is eternally bad. You guys know in my novels and my movies that I release, and you can see a few of my films on this channel if you guys want to go search the films that are up there. I do a lot of gray area. People that are bad do good things, and people that are good do bad things. And I love having reasons for things and seeing motives. So not only do the people that are good in this movie have some bad things and traumas and survivals and things like that, but the people that are bad have human sides to them. It's not just senseless slaughter. The main character that's negative in this has a reason for doing what they're doing. They show vulnerability and even some relatability in this, so you kind of don't have black and white characters in this. You have very diverse characters, which fits the human condition, so I really enjoyed that as well. The camera work was nice in this, and the score was nice in this. You had some nice tense moments. They didn't rely too much on jump scares. It was more psychological. They gave you more to think about, but there were a couple of nice jump scares. And I really enjoyed the camera work in this, because every turn kind of felt like something was going to come out at you. So all in all, well-rounded performances. I really enjoyed this. It was a sleeper. I just happened to scroll past it on Shudder. Never heard of it before until this. Really enjoyed it. And in some ways, I would like to see more of this being a franchise. I'd like to see sequels in this, if there's a door open for it or not. I really enjoyed this. So, spoiler-free, I'm going to give this film a 7.5 out of 10 and call it one of the better in the haunted house horror genre. So 7.5 out of 10. I recommend this. If you guys have seen it, what do you think? If you have not, I recommend you check it out. Now, for those of you guys that don't mind spoilers, you've already seen this, or you don't care if I spoil it, I'm going to give you guys the spoiler portion now. Basically, throughout the film, we see Allison Bell, the main character, going through her traumas, which are her sister was like her mother in this. Her mom wasn't around, so the sister was kind of raising her as her own. She was calling her sister mommy and stuff like that. She was kind of mentally unbalanced. The father used to beat and rape her all the time. He used to sexualize her when she was a young child. She used to always envision mentally killing somebody. She would talk to her therapist and pictured killing the therapist, so you get some good gore in this. So mentally, she was very violent and was trying to suppress her feelings and trying to escape her father in the past that she dealt with when she got her father arrested. Later on in this film, you see she was chosen to do this because the main antagonist was keeping this extreme haunt going because he wanted to be the best. He wanted to get the most publicity and make the most money because he had a child that he never saw because he didn't pay child support to the mother. So he's trying to make money to pay the child's mother so he can see the child and stay in his child's life. So he's a bad guy doing extreme haunts and tormenting people, but he's doing it for the reason of trying to see his family and his child. And the main character, Allison Bell, she's a good character, but she's envisioning murdering people, and she's been through stuff that you can relate to, but she gets very violent and evil toward the end of this. Her father, they brought her in and brought her father into this. Her father was part of the haunt. And the guy that she was with, the best friend or boyfriend, whatever he was also involved in the haunt as well, so you get good twists there toward the end. And she winds up basically having to kind of kill the father all over again, and it drives her crazy. She winds up killing the main antagonist, and she winds up fulfilling her evil prophecy and kind of turning evil. This was like the last straw that broke her mental sanity and got her off her meds, and this made her, the protagonist, kind of evil. So there's multiple sides to everyone. There's a really nice layered texture in this where you're following the journey and you're seeing everyone kind of go from one side to the other, and it's very, very nice and disorienting. So all in all, again, 7.5 out of 10. I love this movie. What do you guys think? I think it's one of the sleepers to go watch right now. As far as new releases on apps, it's one of the best things you can check out right now. I really enjoyed it. Go check it out. What do you guys think? If you've seen it, tell me in the comments below. And are there any other movies on Netflix, Shudder, or anything else that you guys would like me to review on this channel? Take care, guys. Stay safe. Stay scared. I'll see you soon.